Today I will share knowledge to help us understand our original essence. This understanding will help us realize why we are drawn to this illusory world, to learn about our own original element. Once we recognize this, we will see that everything in this world, including our bodies, the sounds we produce, the images in our minds, the emotions we feel, and our perceptions of various things, does not truly belong to us. These are merely manifestations of the original element. When we perceive this clearly, arrogance and the desire to compete or claim ownership will dissipate. Everyone will coexist in harmony and peace because nothing truly belongs to us. It feels as if we are merely residing in this world, learning and helping each other transcend it. Everything in this world, land, water, trees, air, is a part of nature. Even food and our physical bodies belong to this world. Why should we harbor anger, engage in conflict, or cause harm to one another? What purpose does dividing people into us and them serve? Understand that nothing is truly ours, not even our bodies. If we grasp this truth, we can live together in peace and happiness. Thus, the knowledge shared about the original element will continue to be disseminated in hundreds of recordings, with the sole purpose of helping everyone turn inward to understand themselves and recognize their original element. Please help share each recording of this teaching. Share this message so that everyone in the world can hear it. Children, adults, the elderly, people with disabilities, women, men, all classes, all statuses, all religions, all beliefs, all nationalities, and all countries. Everyone can listen because we all share one thing in common, the original element. While other aspects differ, such as our physical forms, the regions we inhabit, our knowledge and abilities, languages, and religions, the one unifying factor is the original element. This original element can also be understood as the mind, a term we can relate to. The mind is our original element, and the one true knowledge we should seek to understand. The study of the mind is profound and mysterious. This knowledge cannot be perceived through physical senses like the eyes, ears, nose, tongue, or body. Yet, the original element can recognize itself. To achieve this recognition, we must understand the workings of the phenomena enveloping our original element. This process is known as turning inward to discover the self, rather than outwardly seeking knowledge of the external world. The reason we divide, quarrel, harm, destroy, hold grudges, and resent one another, leading to the immense suffering we experience daily, is that we are endlessly striving for something. From the moment we wake up to the moment we sleep, we struggle, to the point of conflict and even killing one another. Do we realize what we are seeking? We are simply searching for food to eat. From morning to night, we toil endlessly for nothing more than a single plate of food. In truth, we could survive on just one meal a day, yet we exhaust ourselves from dawn to dusk, working ourselves into stress, anxiety, and even illness. These stresses lead to conditions like depression, neurosis, ulcers, and cancer, all stemming from the relentless mental strain of pursuing that single plate of food. For what purpose? We have become slaves to this world, slaves to our bodies, and slaves to the traditions and cultures of this world. Yet, we have forgotten our original element, the essence that creates everything. Ironically, we are the creators of all things, yet we have become slaves to what we have created. Isn't it absurd? Instead of creating everything to serve us and provide comfort, we have created everything only to become slaves to those things. We created a piece of paper and called it money. Today we are slaves to money, to the extent of killing, destroying, harboring hatred, quarreling with relatives, dividing families, lands, and countries, and causing harm. All because of this thing we call money. This concept was created by us. We assigned value to a piece of paper and called it money to make life easier. Instead of raising animals, growing rice, planting vegetables, and cooking food, tasks that take considerable time, we use this paper we have termed money to exchange for what we need. We trade what we have for money, and then use that money to obtain food. Money is merely a medium of exchange, a neutral concept to facilitate life. However, we have turned money into something that enslaves us. It is as if we built a cage, willingly entered it, and now suffer inside, unable to escape. This is why we compete, struggle, and destroy one another, leading to a world devoid of peace. We often imagine world peace as a state where everyone lives harmoniously, helping and supporting one another without division. Such peace can only arise when we see that there is nothing that truly belongs to us. If we perceive that everything in this world belongs to the world itself, that nothing belongs to anyone, and if we recognize this through a deep understanding of our original element, we will see that even our bodies are not truly ours. Imagine if we genuinely realized that this body does not belong to us. Why would this be true? If this body were truly ours, we could command it. Body, do not age. Would it listen? The body must age, mustn't it? Can you tell the body, don't grow old? The more it ages, the more illnesses it develops. Isn't that right? Can you command the body, do not fall ill? Can you tell the body, do not suffer? Can you tell it, do not die? You cannot. In conclusion, this body exists only for a short time, doesn't it? It is ready to die at any moment, isn't it? This shows that when the body dies, where is the self? Do you know? Our original element is a life essence that is empty, clear, and purely natural. It is a state of emptiness and clarity, an essence of life that is profoundly pure, like the clear, empty space right before us. This is what we truly are. I'll explain why. Even when the body dies, our life essence does not die. If our life essence is an immortal element, a state that neither comes nor goes, it is pure clarity and emptiness, merging with all things. This clear essence has never been created. It existed before all things. We are this life essence, this clear, pure element. Many individuals in this world who have turned inward and gained true understanding have realized this essence. Yet most of us remain unaware that we are this pure life essence, this immortal element, comparable to a DNA that can reside in any body. Wherever this essence resides, life arises in that body. We inhabit that body. And when the body dies, we move to another. This may be the body of a water creature, a land animal, an underground being, a bird, or even a human. When the body perishes, the life essence seeks another form to dwell in, repeating this cycle continuously. Why does this life essence constantly search for a new body? When it inhabits a human body, we become deluded into believing we are male or female, thinking we are truly human. However, we fail to realize that this body is temporary. When it dies, the life essence seeks another body, endlessly cycling in this way. Endlessly, the cycle continues, consuming, being consumed, harming, being harmed, hating, and being hated. Every consciousness inhabits the bodies of humans and animals, all of which are interconnected. It is as if the entire world and universe are siblings. Our life essence resides in the bodies of living beings and takes on various forms. It inhabits countless shapes and appearances, from the smallest creatures to the largest, from humans to extraterrestrial beings. We have existed in every form and body. When one body dies, the original life essence moves on to find a new one, endlessly repeating this cycle. This perpetual wandering is known as samsara, a cycle of creation and transformation. Even the spoken words we hear are part of this constructed cycle, caught within the framework of illusions and conventions. Why does the original element or the essence of life, pure, empty, and clear, constantly seek a form to inhabit? When will this pure essence cease to arise and stop relying on various bodies? This pure essence will come to rest only when our pure essence recognizes itself as, this is who we are, will it come to true realization. Here, I will use the term we to refer to this pure, clear essence. This essence is completely pure, entirely free of any attributes. In this purity, there is no coming, no going, no birth, no death. It is eternal. It is neither darkness nor light, because it is so clear and so pure. Darkness resides within this clarity, and light also resides within it. Yet this pure essence is not defined by or related to anything. This pure essence does not recognize what it truly is. Referring again to we, in this context, we refers to this clear, pure essence. We do not truly know what we are. We are unaware of what we are seeking. We do not even know what it is we are searching for. At the same time, we are constantly creating constructs. We create sound as a tool. We create mental images as tools. We create emotions as tools. Even our perceptions and awareness are tools. This includes our memory and understanding. They too are tools we have created. All of these are merely tools. The words I'm speaking now are also tools, words used as instruments. None of these things are truly us. This knowledge is profound and specialized, meant for those who are wise and discerning enough to turn inward and observe the phenomena within themselves. Those who practice observing their inner state will notice that the voice speaking in their mind, the voice of thoughts such as, "Why is there a problem with my work? How should I fix it? Should I consult my boss, or should I give up and start over? Why have I incurred so much loss? And how can I stop it?" is not truly us. If we look inward, we will see that the inner voice is not part of our life essence. Our life essence has no mouth. You may call it the mind or the spirit, but it has no physical mouth. So why do we hear a voice within? That voice is simply a phenomenon. It can even create mental images. The images that arise in the mind originate from our life essence. The essence generates these phenomena, the voice, the mental images, and even emotions. For example, when we think and form ideas that lead to feelings of satisfaction or dissatisfaction, these emotions are simply phenomena. All of these, voices, images, emotions, are nothing more than phenomena. They are not truly us. These are simply natural phenomena performing their function to facilitate learning. Even the act of perceiving and hearing this sound is a phenomenon. You are hearing my voice now, aren't you? Notice how it perceives the sound on its own. Observe this within yourself. Our life essence perceives. It has the ability to perceive. Do you see that this perception, this act of hearing and recognizing sound, is a phenomenon of its own awareness? It does not belong to anyone. No one owns it. Nature perceives on its own. Just as the sun radiates heat and light on its own. The sun doesn't know that it is emitting light or heat, yet its nature includes the phenomena of light and heat spreading outward. Similarly, the pure, empty clarity of our life essence also manifests phenomena. These phenomena ripple as sound, images, emotions, awareness, memory, understanding, or even doubt. These are simply manifestations of the life essence. They are not us. These are merely phenomena. They are not the life essence itself, but rather phenomena surrounding it. To clarify further, this knowledge is something we should listen to and deeply reflect upon. Spread the word, share this widely, and encourage everyone to listen. This is the most profound knowledge. We have learned so much about the world. We have mastered everything. Even if we earned 1,000,000 degrees or became 1,000,000 doctors, all the knowledge in this world cannot help us live together in harmony and peace. It cannot free us from suffering. No field of study can free us from suffering, from harm, or from the illusions of this world. None, except for this single field of knowledge. This is a mysterious and overlooked wisdom. It is the knowledge of the original element, the source of all elements. This is the origin of all things, whether material elements, phenomena, or energy. We are the original element, an empty clarity. This essence is profoundly pure. We are this clear, pure essence. With this knowledge, I want to tell you, it's time to return home. The external world is not ours. We are here. We are the life essence, the immortal, empty clarity. This essence has no language, no stories, no sounds, no images, no emotions, no awareness, and no phenomena. It's purely clear, tranquil, and serene within itself. It does not need to be created. It does not require effort to make it arise. It already exists. We are already pure and complete. This is why it is necessary to guide us to turn inward. I have explained that when we come to know and understand within ourselves, we will realize the truth. Nothing truly belongs to us. An analogy. Imagine that we have been living in a dream world for a long time. We are in a world of dreams, much like the Matrix. It is a realm of imagination. We rely on this sound to declare something as a home, even though that thing never says it is a home. We use this sound, which is a convention, to assign meaning. We use this sound to define objects. A Porsche, a Mitsubishi, a Toyota, a sedan, a pickup truck, a motorcycle, or a bicycle. The objects themselves do not speak, but we assign meaning through sound. We use sound to call something a cloud, soil, a tree, or an animal. We label things as good or bad, poor or rich, wealthy or impoverished. We use this sound to say, this is the left arm, this is the right arm, this is the left leg, this is the right leg, even though the body itself never says what it is. The sound tells us, this is my left leg, this is my right leg. The sound speaks, but the body itself never declares ownership or identity. Who among us can see this clearly? That sound assigns value to everything. This is an analogy to describe the world of dreams in which we live. An analogy, we are living in a world of dreams. We assign value to everything, believing it to be us or ours. We label things as this and that, calling them cars, food, factories, women, men, children, the elderly, good people, bad people, animals, food, or garbage. We use sound to assign meaning to everything while living in this dream world. In this dream world, we become entangled in work and overwhelmed with suffering. We cry out in pain, struggling with poverty, hunger, feelings of rejection, and conflict. We fight, wage wars, and experience nothing but suffering. We feel stress, we suffer greatly, but all of this is part of the dream. This suffering, this stress, where is it exactly? And where are we in all of this? All we have is this voice saying, I am suffering, I am suffering. But the suffering has no clear location, and neither do we. Since the beginning of what I've been saying until now, it has all been this voice speaking. Do you see? This voice creates stories, meaning, and narratives. But remember, all of this is part of the world of dreams. Don't forget that. Now we feel a strong desire to learn how to escape suffering. We seek ways to free ourselves from it. We study this religion, that religion, every religion, hoping to find methods, hundreds of them, to transcend suffering. But we don't realize that we are thinking right now. At this moment, we are thinking. We believe this body, this is our body. We believe that we are truly suffering. But all of this is part of a dream. This is the world of dreams in which we are currently dreaming. Our immortal life essence, the original element, is empty, clear, and profoundly pure. This is who we are. Yet this essence has created the illusions of the dream, fabricating these various phenomena, sounds, images, emotions, perceptions, all crafted into countless narratives. These are illusions of the dream world, the world of dreams in which we dwell. We believe we are men, women, and real humans. We have already accepted this as true. We believe we are speaking, listening, and hearing right now. We believe it all. Do you know? What we are perceiving right now, this act of perception, is merely a phenomenon. The voice we hear is just a phenomenon. All emotions are merely phenomena. All of this arises from the original element that creates them. Yet we believe we are humans living in this dream world. Right now, we are dreaming. And in this dream, we are deeply suffering. We want to escape this world of dreams, but we don't realize it is a dream. We don't know. We believe it is real. Just like now, we believe we are truly speaking and truly listening. Are we truly understanding or not understanding right now? We have already believed. We believe that everything truly exists. We believe we truly enjoy the food we eat, truly feel pain, truly feel unwell. We believe we are genuinely laughing right now, genuinely irritated, genuinely angry. We have come to believe that everything exists as a self, as something real. Now, we are trying to escape suffering because we believe we are truly suffering. We want to be free from suffering. But all of this is a dream. Then we encounter those who have awakened, those who have attained profound understanding, who have awakened from the world of dreams. They come to tell us that none of this is real. There's no self. Nothing truly exists. This body is not ours. This voice is not ours. In truth, these are merely tools we temporarily use. Mental images are tools. Emotions are tools. Perception is a tool. Even the sense of understanding or not understanding is just a phenomenon. Another tool. Awaken. None of these things are truly us. Wake up. We must declare to our own hearts, setting an intention and telling ourselves, from this moment forward, I will consistently listen to this teaching. I will listen to the voice explaining the original element, the teachings being shared with us. Make a commitment to listen to this profound knowledge, to study this mysterious field, the knowledge of the original element, until we achieve true understanding. We must tell ourselves this. We must tell ourselves that we will listen to what is being shared in these teachings until we attain full understanding. Make this commitment. Share every recording of these teachings widely. Share them so that everyone in the world can hear. Teach children, adults, the elderly, and people with disabilities. Teach everyone to listen to these recordings about the original element. Ensure that everyone has the opportunity to listen, and encourage everyone to visit the page where they can find liberation from suffering. By knowing this, from now until we attain full understanding, we will observe within ourselves. We will awaken inwardly. We will clearly see the voice and recognize that it is not us. We will recognize that the mental images we envision are not us. We will see that the thoughts in our mind and the inner voice speaking within are not us. We will observe that all emotions, whether satisfaction, dissatisfaction, neutrality, or any other emotion that arises within, are not us. We will recognize that awareness itself is merely awareness. It is not us. The voice speaks on its own. The mental images appear on their own, and the emotions arise on their own. All of these phenomena arise and then fade away on their own. They appear and disappear by themselves. You will see that everything functions on its own. It is not us. It is not ours. Do not foolishly cling to these phenomena under any circumstances. This is the commitment we should make to ourselves. We must dedicate ourselves to consistently listening to these teachings shared in the recordings. Listen repeatedly. Remember this: anyone who listens to the content explaining our original element, the pure and empty life essence, must listen multiple times. 5 times, 10 times, 100 times. Just keep listening. I will continue creating these recordings until there are 100 of them. Keep listening. The more you listen, the more you will understand. The more you listen, the lighter you will feel, the clearer your mind will become. Observe, just observe. The more you listen, the freer you will feel. Let go of all your old knowledge completely. Make yourself an empty glass. Be like someone who knows nothing, like a child who doesn't need to know anything. Listen and let understanding arise. Listen and truly absorb until you understand deeply. Understand until this knowledge reaches your heart. This teaching is not about memorizing or thinking. Do not think. Do not memorize. Your role is to follow, to understand, to keep understanding until it reaches your heart, until your life essence awakens. When your life essence awakens, it will immediately recognize the voice speaking within your mind, the images, the emotions, and the perceptions. It will perceive them swiftly and effortlessly. Once awakened, the life essence will observe these phenomena and let them go. It will realize that none of these things are truly us. We are the empty, clear, and pure life essence. When our determination becomes full and unwavering, following the commitment described, we will awaken. We will observe within, noticing the thoughts that speak in our minds, the mental images, the emotions, and the perceptions. We will see these 4 types of phenomena, including memory and recognition. Understanding or not understanding, these are all phenomena you will observe. Once you see them clearly, you will understand that these things are not us. They are merely phenomena. Recognizing this is key. Whoever masters this awareness first will discover the ultimate truth we have been searching for across countless lifetimes. We are born into various forms and experiences, all in pursuit of this truth. Let's delve deeper, back to the essence of our empty, clear, and pure life essence, our original element. Starting from the very beginning will help us understand why we inhabit these bodies, why we are born into different forms repeatedly. Why are we born? Many of us carry this question in our hearts. Why were we born? Even if we have everything, there's still a feeling that something is missing, that it's not what we truly seek. Deep within, we sense that we are searching for something, yet we don't know what it is. This is it, our life essence. We don't realize that we were not born to seek external things. We were born to know our original element. This is what we must clarify. We were not born for anything else. We were born to realize that we are the empty, clear, and pure life essence. If we simply observe all these phenomena, if we recognize that nothing truly belongs to us, only the pure essence will remain. Then we will stop being reborn, stop seeking. We will live together peacefully, and global harmony will naturally arise. It will happen effortlessly. Let me guide you to see this clearly. Imagine erasing your body entirely. Suppose this body ceases to exist. Erase it. Picture the body being removed. What remains are the phenomena and the original element. That's all that's left. When the body is gone and we have no physical form, imagine it. Close your eyes and picture it. Picture yourself without a body, but what remains are phenomena, sounds, images, emotions, perceptions, and even memory. There is something within us that retains memory. Imagine that only these phenomena and the original element remain. The original element, however, has no form. It is an empty, clear, and profoundly pure essence. This is our original element, and we already possess it. The point here is that the phenomena, the sounds, images, emotions, perceptions, and memories can be erased. Erase all the memories you've accumulated. Let them all go. Erase all emotions completely. These emotions, eliminate them entirely. Now there are no emotions left, and we have completely forgotten what we are, because there is no memory. Erase all memory. Erase the images you imagine in your mind. For example, think of your mother's face, a cat or a dog fighting another dog. Do you see the images? Now erase those images entirely. Erase all mental images. At this point, you cannot imagine anything anymore. There are no emotions, and all the memories you once held have disappeared. What remains is this voice. Erase this voice too, the voice you hear now. Erase it entirely. What will remain are awareness and the life essence. Erase this awareness as well, the awareness of hearing this sound. Notice how it perceives the sound on its own. Can you see it? It hears the sound by itself. Look inward and ask your heart, if all of these have been erased, where's the self? Even the awareness that perceives is no longer us. Erase it completely. No awareness, no voice, no memory, no emotions, no images. When everything is erased, one thing remains, the life essence. Erase all else, and what remains is this single thing, our life essence, which is empty, clear, and absolutely pure, the original element. This life essence remains. Whenever the original element, our life essence, clings to phenomena, it attaches to sound, believing we are speaking. Yet the sound is intangible. It has no form, and it doesn't belong to anyone. It arises on its own and fades away on its own. If this voice truly belonged to us, we could tell it, voice, stop thinking bad thoughts. Don't think at all. I want silence. Try it. Lie down or sit with your eyes closed. You'll notice there's always a voice speaking within, talking about this and that. Sometimes it thinks, when will I solve this work issue? I have to go to work early tomorrow for an urgent meeting. How will the meeting go? Should we cancel this unprofitable project? Or should we try to resolve the issue? How do I discuss this with my team? How do I present it to the management? And then it continues, I'm so stressed. Do you see? This voice in your mind speaks. It speaks, and it thinks. It thinks until it causes mental strain, insomnia, and illness. We become trapped in this phenomenon because we believe there is a self. We believe we are humans, and we have already accepted this as true. We believe this voice is real, that it has a self, but it doesn't. The voice has no self. It's something that ripples around our life essence. Here's an analogy to make it clearer. Imagine a clear droplet of water placed in front of you. This represents our life essence. This clear droplet of water has surface tension, and it has substance, correct? The surface tension allows it to ripple when something comes into contact with it. It functions as awareness, creating effects, ripples, like waves around the droplet of water. This is exactly how our life essence behaves, with phenomena rippling around it. These ripples are the sounds we hear. This is why I say, try erasing these sounds. Erase all phenomena. Erase the sounds, the images, the emotions, the perceptions, the memories, and even the sense of understanding or not understanding. Understanding is a phenomenon, and not understanding is also a phenomenon. All of these are phenomena. Erase them completely. What will remain is only the life essence. What does this mean? It means that our life essence, which inhabits these phenomena and uses the body like wearing a suit, has no form. It cannot fabricate, speak, or hold anything. It is pure and nothing else. It doesn't speak, doesn't make noise. It is silent, empty, light, clear, and profoundly peaceful. Our life essence cannot comprehend itself, meaning we cannot truly understand ourselves because we have no self. Picture this. We are the life essence without form. We are the life essence that is entirely formless, empty, clear, and seamlessly one with the entire universe. We are this pure element. Imagine having no form, no manifestations whatsoever. Then there is no suffering at all, only purity and utter clarity. When everything ceases, there is no suffering, only clarity and immense purity. It is a purity so profound that it is difficult to find words to describe it. The language we use cannot adequately represent it. It cannot express purity. Purity itself does not speak. Now, these pure elements, the pure essence of life, this clarity. When they seek to understand themselves and everything else, they must create forms to perceive. Do you see? It's like traveling to the moon. We need tools to make the journey. To go to the moon, we need a spacecraft, a spacesuit, capsule food, and specific equipment. Only then can we reach the destination, correct? Similarly, our pure essence, this purity, does not know itself as pure. As I've mentioned before, we all feel something deep within, something we seek. Despite having everything, family, homes, cars, wealth, food, there is still a sense of wanting something more. There is truly nothing that belongs to us, not even this body, which will ultimately perish. And when it does, where will we go? After death, where do we go? It is a state of complete unknowing. Where will we go after we die? How long will we live? We have no idea. We don't know how long we will stay alive, and we don't know where we will go after death. We don't even truly know what we want. We are unaware that we are born into various forms, as humans, aquatic creatures, terrestrial beings, underground dwellers, or winged animals. We come into existence in many different forms, yet we remain oblivious to why we are like this. Where will we go? How will we go? And why? Why are we born into this endless cycle? Every time we are born, it's the same struggle. Competing, quarreling, destroying, oppressing, and harboring anger and hatred for one another without end. When will it all cease? We don't know how it will ever end. We don't even truly know what we want. Deep inside, there's a feeling, a yearning to simply learn. We want to understand what we are. If we could realize what we truly are and see that nothing at all belongs to us, then the moment we grasp this understanding, we would live peacefully in this world. Global peace would instantly arise. Everyone would speak only of the fundamental elements that make us. Everyone would awaken internally, observing only within. They would perceive the emptiness, clarity, and purity within. This state transcends suffering, rooted in this elemental essence. Suffering ceases. It transcends everything. There will no longer be quarreling, seeking conflicts, blaming others, or engaging with anyone in negative ways. Instead, it will be a state of inner emptiness, vast and open in itself. This state arises naturally without effort. No one tries to force it, but it happens when we understand its process. This is the reason why the pure and empty essence of life created manifestations as tools to understand itself. Now, we are here, listening to what I explain, using these tools. I uses the voice to speak, and we use perception to listen. Through this act of perception, we understand deeper and deeper until we reach the core of the pure essence of life. When we finally understand and reach this pure essence of life, it will awaken. It's like living in a dream world, searching in various ways until we encounter a sage who points the way. We then realize that we are not the human form, the voice, the imagination, the emotions, or any of the manifestations we perceive. None of these belong to us. When we come to truly see and understand, we realize that the voice within speaks by itself. Thoughts arise on their own. Emotions come and go on their own. They appear, dissolve, and reappear. Even this awareness of knowing occurs and dissolves naturally. The acts of knowing and thinking arise together and fade together. It arises together with the act of knowing, comes into being, and dissolves simultaneously, like waves. Waves arise on their own and fade on their own. Similarly, when we simply observe within and truly see, the essence of life will recognize this truth. When this realization occurs, the life essence will awaken and release itself from clinging to manifestations. The more we listen to my recordings, repeatedly and continuously, the more we come to understand that everything exists because of our thoughts. For example, this voice identifies something as a tree, even though the thing itself says nothing. Observe. What we perceive does not proclaim itself as anything. The voice, however, calls it a mango tree or a car. Look closely. Even at your own hand, there is a blank awareness, yet this voice says, this is the left hand, this is the right hand, this is the front, and this is the back of the hand. The voice speaks, but the thing itself is silent. When we truly observe, we will perceive this blank awareness and begin to understand. Tears may flow, and we will feel a profound lightness and openness. When we realize that nothing belongs to us, the first step becomes clear. Everything arises because this voice gives it meaning. This voice attributes value to everything. As we recognize that everything we have understood throughout our lives was formed by our own thoughts, we begin to comprehend deeply. If the mind can accept this essence and the truth of it, tears will flow naturally. A lightness and openness will follow. The understanding we once held is gradually dismantled, about 25%. When this happens, tears may flow, and a profound lightness and openness arise. This reflects the essence of life freeing itself from attachment to manifestations. Slowly, these attachments fall away, one by one, until all are gone. As I say, let go of the body and remain with the manifestations. Then, let go of all manifestations, leaving only the pure and empty essence of life. When this remains, we will realize that we are this pure essence. Then we'll wonder, what have we been so attached to all this time? This realization will allow us to live in this world without harming or oppressing one another. No one will experience suffering anymore. Suffering will cease, and we won't engage with these emotions. For instance, if anger arises, let it be. It's no longer ours. Anger will dissipate if we don't cling to, hold on to, or encourage it. It's like when we had an argument yesterday. The argument is over, yet we sit there thinking, I hate this person so much. They said this to me. Maybe I should retaliate. This is hatred. Just thinking about it sparks hatred. And then, as the hatred grows stronger, we think, I should do something about this. This inner voice keeps speaking. Do you notice this voice within your mind? This voice speaks continuously. Do you see the mental images it creates? You picture their face, and then there is mumbling. Do you notice the voice speaking within your mind? When you think or imagine, what happens? Anger arises. Do you see it? This emotion arises because of our thoughts and imaginings. These manifestations create stories, even though the event itself ended yesterday, or even last year. The moment we think or recall something, emotions arise instantly. For example, if we think about parents or relatives visiting us, or children and grandchildren coming to see us, we feel happiness. Yesterday they came, it was wonderful. My little grandchildren came to visit. There's so much joy in this. Do you notice this voice speaking in this way? When happiness arises from such thoughts, it is the same process. Whether it is joy or sorrow, the emotion is triggered immediately by our thoughts. Simply observe. Notice how it thinks, imagines, and feels. Do you see that this is a natural occurrence? If we don't engage with it, when the mind starts thinking, we recognize why it is thinking. Then we can simply dismiss it, letting it go without interference. If we neither pay attention to, engage with, nor encourage this inner voice, it will disappear. It will arise and then fade. By merely observing that the mind is imagining or thinking, without playing along, the thoughts will naturally vanish. The same applies to emotions. When emotions arise, the moment, whether it is dissatisfaction or any other emotion that arises, when we become aware of it, we don't need to engage with it. Simply recognize it and let it go. Don't interact with it. Let it carry out its own function. It doesn't belong to anyone. It is natural, a manifestation of nature operating independently of us. When we understand that it is not us, these emotions and feelings will arise and then fade away immediately. The essence of life will no longer cling to them. It will feel lighter, freer, and unburdened. When we realize that everything arises because of this voice and stop engaging with it, the experience becomes light and open. Tears may flow as we come to understand. Observe carefully. Notice the emotions, the voice, the mental images, and the manifestations. As we continue to see them, we come to understand, do these emotions arise by themselves? Why do we cling to them? Why do we get angry? If we recognize that anger is its own thing, separate from us, we'll see that there's no need to play along. Once we stop engaging with it, it will dissolve entirely. The emotions will vanish in an instant. When we truly understand that these emotions are not us and let them function as they will, the essence of life will break free yet another step. Suppose it frees itself by another 25%. Then it feels completely light and open. Suppose we've been carrying these manifestations at 100%, and we let go of 25%. That leaves 75%. As we continue to observe within, listening frequently to my recordings, we gradually develop understanding. This understanding reveals that the voice speaking within, the thoughts arising, are not us. When this realization occurs, the attachment shatters completely. There's an awakening, a clear knowing that it truly isn't us. Our essence of life, which is empty, clear, and pure, had been clinging to the voice for so long, but the connection, the thread binding us to it, snaps apart. We feel lighter and tears flow. Another 25% is released, leaving only 50%. Now we've let go of 75% of it. We feel extraordinarily light and open, though there's still 25% remaining. Even so, we continue with life, working, doing laundry, sweeping the house, completing various tasks. While doing these things, we keep listening to the teacher's recordings. The more we listen, the more we understand, the lighter and more open we feel. This lightness and openness grow progressively. At this stage, we begin to notice subtle things. For instance, when we smell something, we wonder, does this scent arise on its own? Imagine walking past a flower shop and catching the fragrance of flowers. Is this scent just occurring on its own? This understanding begins to deepen. It becomes clear that the awareness we experience is merely a manifestation. It knows on its own. When this understanding arises, the attachment snaps completely. It's as if we pull and sever a high-voltage electrical wire. In that moment of separation, the electricity disconnects, sparks, and bursts with a loud explosion. Similarly, within the center of our chest, the essence of life, empty, clear, and pure, blazes brightly, as if it explodes. It feels as though everything we've ever held on to is lost. There's a sense of being ripped away from the body, from the voice, the mental images, the emotions, and the sensations of knowing. This detachment transforms us into pure nature, empty, clear, and profoundly pure. It brings a realization that transcends the world, a knowledge beyond what this world can comprehend. It's an understanding without language. This world relies on language, doesn't it? We communicate using words. Even animals use energy waves to convey meaning. Everything depends on language and sound for communication and understanding. But in the empty, clear, and eternal essence of life, the immortal essence, there's no language. It is an intrinsic knowing, a complete understanding of everything through its natural state, requiring no reliance on. When we reach this state, we cry, deep, uncontrollable tears. It feels as though everything has been lost. A profound realization arises. Why have we been so deluded? Why quarrel? There is nothing that is truly us or ours. There's no reason to fight, kill, harbor hatred, or chase after wealth, power, or status. These feelings of I am good, or I am superior, dissolve completely. There's no sense of being exceptional, important, or anything at all. Instead, it is a knowing without language, a state of emptiness, clarity, purity, and inner joy. Everything feels open, unburdened, and free of suffering. It is this simple and effortless. We seek knowledge, but we weren't born for any specific purpose. The essence of life is like the clear emptiness of the universe. Imagine erasing the universe entirely. Remove the stars, the sun, the black holes, the darkness, the light, erase it all. Nothing remains but a clear emptiness. This is what we are, the clear, empty essence of everything. We are a singular, clear emptiness, unified with the vast empty clarity of the entire universe. It's difficult to put this into words because it's beyond the concept of a universe. It is everything. This clear essence is everything. Do you see? It is one in all and all in one. We are everything. Let's say the entire universe is contained within our mind. When we realize this, it feels miraculous. We gain knowledge that transcends human understanding. It is a different kind of knowing, one without language. It knows everything, yet it exists beyond language and operates in another dimension. In fact, it's not even a dimension. It's referred to as the zero dimension. This zero dimension has no time, no distance. It is everything. This is the most profound knowledge waiting to be discovered. We study subjects in this world, and no matter how difficult they seem, they never bring lasting fulfillment or conclusion. Now, consider turning inward to study this inner knowledge. All of us must learn this. It's as if we're stepping back. For now, we believe we are human, don't we? We've already accepted that we are human. Close your eyes for a moment. When you close your eyes, the sense of being human disappears. Now, with your eyes closed, notice the voice that speaks within. Try speaking silently in your mind. Do you see this voice? With your eyes closed, silently speak and observe the voice. Now, imagine an image, a tiger, an elephant, or anything you choose. This image arises within. Notice your emotions, satisfaction, dissatisfaction, or neutrality. Think of someone you dislike. The moment you do, an emotion emerges. Do you see? When you think of someone you love, a feeling of happiness arises. Now, as you silently speak within your mind or imagine an image, notice that there is a natural awareness present. This awareness is recognizing the sound or the image right now. Do you see it? It hears on its own. It knows on its own. All of these are just manifestations. Try stepping inward by closing your eyes. When you close your eyes, the body is left behind. What remains are the sounds, images, emotions, and the act of knowing. Now step back further from these manifestations. The sound is not you. Step inward and let the sound drift away. Move inward, and the sound feels far away, outside of you. The same happens with the images. They also feel distant, far away. Even emotions are left behind, far in the distance. As you go inward, you reach a place where only the act of knowing remains. This knowing is silent and empty within. Step back even further from this knowing. Go deeper and deeper until even the act of knowing disappears. At the deepest point, only a clear, empty space remains, completely devoid of anything. In this clear emptiness, there's no self, no others, and nothing to define. Understand that everything we once depended on was never truly us. Can you see this? Even the voice of the teacher speaking is just something that interacts with our essence of life, and our essence simply perceives it. It perceives on its own, in some way we cannot pinpoint. It is not us perceiving. It is simply a manifestation of perception occurring by itself. There is no self in it. No part of it is truly us. What remains is only clear, empty space which has always been present. It is already complete. There is no need to create it because it already exists. The question is, why do we get caught up in believing we are male or female? Do you see? There's no male or female here. There is no name, surname, family, house, or car. It doesn't depend on anything. This is it. When life essence suddenly realizes this, tears flow and we cry. It breaks free from the concept of being human. This state remains constant once it happens. Listening to my recordings often can help bring it about. When this realization comes, we can share the experience with others, guiding them to listen, observe, and point out the truth. When they understand, their tears will flow as well, and they will have the same awakening. When someone breaks free, they realize they are no longer human, but something indescribable, pure, and free. Then, we begin to wonder, why do we harm each other? At this point, people will start talking about this realization. Everyone will discuss their inner experiences. One might say, yesterday I felt it, an explosion of realization. It was incredible. Then another will share, I've experienced it too. I feel so at ease. Every day, conversations revolve around lightness, ease, and openness. There's no suffering. Eating just one meal a day feels comfortable. No trouble, no concerns at all. There's no harm caused to others, no conflicts, no fighting over land, water, or the sky. Everyone lives together peacefully, in harmony, helping one another in every way. This will become our final existence. Even if this body were to die at any moment, there would be no suffering because nothing truly belongs to us. We've realized that we are an eternal essence, untouched by anything. Living together will be peaceful and harmonious, leading to global peace. This is what we must bring about. Play this game to win. Strive to reach the profound essence of nature, which we all already possess. Once we attain it, we will be free from all suffering. There will be no pride or arrogance. Instead, there will only be emptiness, openness, and ease. With a desire to help one another, may all of us achieve this realization quickly and immediately. This recording ends here. May all Buddhas bear witness. From this moment onward, I vow to listen to this teaching diligently, to awaken within, to observe thoughts, emotions, and the act of knowing as natural phenomena, not as self or belonging to self. I will not cling to any manifestation. I will not return to existence again. This life will be my final life. Upon realizing the truth, I will guide my children, grandchildren, and acquaintances to awaken within, free from attachment to thoughts and emotions until their final breath. This will be an offering to the Buddha. Thank you for watching and engaging with these teachings on awakening. If you found them meaningful, we would deeply appreciate your support through subscribing, liking the video, or sharing your thoughtful comments.